Yeah, and other than when he told the plaintiff's attorney that he thinks he's a bad human being, that made some headlines.
Welcome back, everybody. If you're new, my name's Nicholas, and this is Investing Against the Grain. In today's video, we decided to change up the scenery a little bit, so do us a favor and let us know below in the comments what you think. Before we get into the video today, we have a short-term goal of hitting 60 subscribers by the end of this week, and we have a longer-term goal of hitting 75 subscribers by the end of July. As of the recording of this video, we are only 4 subscribers away from hitting our goal of 60 by the end of the week. So if you like this type of content, please hit the subscribe button, please hit the like button below. Now, in today's video, we are going to be going over the trial that happened this week between Elon Musk and a few shareholders over the acquisition of Solar City. Now, this will be a fun video. It's gonna be a funny one as well because Elon goes completely mental on the attorney on behalf of the shareholders. So let's get into it.
What's been the lead so far, other than he says he didn't set the terms of the deal and didn't want to be anybody's boss?
Yeah, and other than when he told the plaintiff's attorney that he thinks he's a bad human being, that made some headlines. Elon Musk always brings the entertainment value, even to this sort of staid environment of the Delaware Chancery Court. There's been a lot of back and forth between the plaintiff's attorney and Musk. They clearly don't like each other, although both men seem to relish a little bit of the battles, the verbal battles and the jousting. I think that what the attorney has done this morning is to really show that Musk was in close contact with both the Tesla team and the Solar City team as this deal was being negotiated. Now, Musk said that he formally recused himself from the Tesla board's negotiations of the sale price when the deal happened. What the lawyer is trying to show that he was behind the scenes trying to make everything work, maybe trying to get a higher price for Solar City and trying to hide just what bad shape Solar City was in financially at the time that Tesla was acquiring it.
So that was a clip from CNBC discussing Elon Musk on trial for the Solar City case. Now, you might be a little lost about what the actual impetus or what the trial is actually about. So why don't we go ahead and take a look from an article out of the AP. So this article from the AP says, Tesla founder Elon Musk took to a witness stand Monday to defend his company's 2016 acquisition of a troubled company called Solar City against a lawsuit that claims he's to blame for a deal that was rife with conflicts of interest and never delivered the profits he'd promised. And to the surprise of no one, the famously colorful billionaire did so in the most personally combative terms. I'm not really sure why they have to call out that he's a billionaire. I don't really know why that is important at all into the case. It almost seems like they are trying to make him sound like a bad person. It seems like today the term billionaire or millionaire tends to have a negative connotation with people. And I would argue that this article is trying to paint Elon Musk as some spoiled rich person that doesn't really understand, what real life is like. And in my opinion, that's the furthest thing from the truth. The article goes on to say, a quote from Elon saying, "I think you are a bad human being," Musk told Randall Barron, a lawyer for shareholders who was pressing Musk to acknowledge his mistakes in helping engineer the acquisition of Solar City, a manufacturer of solar panels. "I have great respect for the court," Musk later added, "but not for you, sir." So let's actually dismiss that for right now. We'll get back to this quote because that's also pulled out of context. Let's scroll on down here to continue understanding what this case is actually about. The long-term running shareholder lawsuit asserts that Musk, who was Solar City's largest stakeholder and its chairman, and other Tesla directors breached their fiduciary duties in bowing to Musk's wishes and agreeing to buy the company, in what the plaintiffs call a clear conflict of interest. Solar City had been founded by Musk and 2 of his cousins, Lyndon and Peter Reed. So obviously they're trying to play the angle of nepotism and say that played into this whole deal and the acquisition itself. In the Delaware Court of Chancery on Monday, Barron sought to establish that Musk had sought to run Tesla without interference and therefore bears responsibility for any failures. The lawyer showed a video clip in which Musk said he liked running his own companies because he doesn't want anyone to make him do what he doesn't want to do. As an example of what he characterized as Musk's imperious management style, Barron mentioned that the CEO once declared himself techno king of Tesla and gave his chief financial officer the master of coin, a reference to HBO's Game of Thrones, in a filing with the Securities and Exchange Commission. The hostility between the billionaire CEO and plaintiff lawyers dates to at least 2019 at a deposition in which Musk insulted Barron and questioned his professionalism. On Monday, Barron played clips from the deposition to try and portray Musk's stance towards what he might regard as criticism. Pushing back, Musk insisted that, "I don't want to be the boss of anything. I prefer to spend my time on design and engineering," he said. Musk, who is well known for rejecting skepticism of himself or his company, insisted that he welcomes criticism. "If I'm mistaken," he said on a witness stand, "I view critical feedback as a gift." Musk said his offbeat titles and other quips simply reflect his sense of humor. "I think I'm funny," he offered. What's more, he said, the resulting media attention often plays to Tesla's benefit. If we're entertaining, people will write stories about us and the company can save on advertising. So this is actually a very interesting point. A few things, let's backtrack a little bit. So the whole basis of this lawsuit is saying that Elon and the board did something nefarious and underhanded to buy SolarCity because it was in financial trouble. That's the whole, story behind this trial. Now, in this same time span, it's important to note that Tesla has financially done pretty well. This whole idea of entertaining people, the techno king, master of coin, this is nothing short of brilliance on Elon Musk's part. Tesla has grown organically through word of mouth. They don't spend any money on any kind of advertising or marketing. Now, because Elon is constantly on Twitter, he goes on SNL, because he is who he is, he gets a lot of free publicity. And that's no different here with the whole master of coin or techno king, right? This brought a lot of attention that gets Tesla out onto the news and it's free advertisement. Now, let's think for 1 second. Elon decided to come and actually go through this trial, even though the rest of the executive board decided to take a $60 million settlement in which they didn't actually have to pay for, right? That was all actually settled through insurance. But why would Elon decide to actually come to trial and fight this case? Well, SolarCity, a part of Tesla is made up of two components, really. You have Tesla Motors and Tesla Energy. Now, Tesla Energy tends to fall under the radar and people don't really seem to care a lot about it, even though it's arguably going to be bigger than even Tesla Motors. Now, the brilliance of Elon Musk is to decide to come sit for this trial that is solely about SolarCity, which is going to be nothing short of a massive amount of publicity because it's Elon, because it's Tesla, and it's going to get a lot of people who otherwise would never have known anything about SolarCity. They would never know anything about Tesla Solar Roof. They would never know that Tesla actually has the cheapest solar panels out of any other manufacturer in all of the United States. This is amazing advertisement that is going to be completely free for Tesla and for Elon Musk. This is next level brilliance, and this is what people don't understand. Elon would not have gone to this trial if he was not highly confident that he would win because he did nothing wrong. So let's continue on this article and see where it leads. Regarding Tesla's all-stock acquisition of SolarCity, Musk asserted that he had nothing to gain financially from it because he owned shares of both companies. Well, that makes a lot of sense. He owns Tesla, he owns SolarCity. Where is the advantage for Elon if Tesla buys SolarCity? It doesn't really seem like there is any. Musk also argued that SolarCity's failure to meet aggressive sales forecasts and its loss of market share were only temporary setbacks. He said they reflected his decision to divert Tesla resources towards salvaging production of the Tesla Model 3 electric car and then running headlong into a pandemic. So we know this is true because Elon has frequently over the years talked about how the ramp of the Model 3 was nothing short of production hell. Even to this day, Elon always says that a concept vehicle is easy. Production is hell. Production, manufacturing is what's hard. The effort to salvage the Tesla Model 3 was an all-hands-on-deck operation, so desperate that even the company's lawyers were enlisted in the effort, Musk said, drawing laughter in the court. Musk's defense noted that SolarCity had been in Tesla's plans as early as his 2006 master plan for the electric car maker. If you're not sure what that is, I highly recommend you look up Elon's master plans. He's released several of them. There's part 1, part 2, and it essentially lays out what Tesla is going to do over the years, right? And how they're going to become successful. In saying so, he asserted that joining of the companies 10 years later wasn't an emergency bailout as the plaintiffs have alleged. But Barron, this is the attorney, pointed out that the 2006 document mentioned only a potential marketing arrangement, not a full-fledged merger or acquisition between Tesla and Solar City. Barron repeatedly pressed Musk about evidence that Solar City had been in trouble, short of cash, unable to obtain financing, in danger of violating the terms of an existing loan agreement before the Tesla buyout. Musk conceded nothing. He argued that Solar City could have raised money if it wanted to by issuing shares of stock, and he noted that fast-growing young companies, including Amazon and Tesla itself, often bleed cash in their early years before achieving success later. So we all know this. This is the kind of Silicon Valley mindset where we are growing so fast that we don't want to recognize any profits, and we want to take anything we have and we want to, slam it down. We want to dump all of the cash we get back into R&D so that we can accelerate our growth. Amazon wasn't even close to profitability for over a decade, right? Tesla is just now becoming profitable. Apple, right? Apple lost money for years in the 90s. And it wasn't until Steve Jobs came back and they revamped everything. This is a very classic story. There are many companies that sit there and delay profitability for growth. This is a very normal thing to do.
How would you characterize, at least at this stage, Musk's ability to detangle himself from that line of questioning? Obviously, depending on which way it went, it would have maybe broader implications for the scrutiny he would come under, given his strong control of Tesla, at least.
Yeah, he's a confident guy. He has not appeared shaken. He, if anything, appears exasperated. He delights in catching out the attorney in the occasional numerical mistake or mistake in his timeline or that sort of thing. But I think what we're really seeing here is a clash between this grand vision.
So I would definitely agree with this. Elon definitely seems, just fine and confident on the stand. He's making the courtroom laugh. He's, kind of punching back at the attorney. He's not just going to take this laying down. Also, if we look here at this clip, we can see that for this deal to go through, for the Tesla to acquire Solar City, 85% of the shareholders voted in favor of this, right? So it's not like Elon went and said, hey, this is what we're going to do, end of story. Elon recused himself. The board decided how much to pay for Solar City. 85% of the shareholders voted for it. And that's what led to Tesla acquiring Solar City for $2.6 billion. So there's really nothing nefarious that happened here. I had faith, Musk said, in the future of Solar City. Barron tried to pin down whether Musk had recused himself from Tesla Solar City negotiations to avoid a conflict of interest. I had no material role, Musk said. What is a material role? Barron fired back. That sounds like a wiggle word to me. You're the expert in wiggle words, Musk countered. Again, you can see that they're going tit for tat. Elon is not taking this sitting down. Well, actually, he probably is taking this sitting down, but he's fighting back, and that's the main point. This is what's going to help drive more headlines, right? There are so many articles written right now about this testy exchange between the attorney and Elon. And as we just heard on that clip from CNBC, very often Elon was correcting the attorney on their own timeline, right? Elon came into this ready to fire back with his homework about the attorney himself. So this article out of the AP ends with Daniel Ives, an analyst of Wedbush Securities, has called the acquisition a clear black eye for Musk and Tesla, in large part because Solar City has failed to turn a profit. This is such a short-sighted comment to make. This is someone who thinks just on a daily, monthly, or quarterly basis, and not somebody who has a vision for where the world is going. It basically was putting good money after bad, I've said. For all the success and all the unimaginable heights Musk has achieved, this is one of the lowlights. Even if the trial ends with Musk having to pay personally for the whole Solar City deal of $2.5 billion, it won't much hurt the world's third wealthiest person. Forbes magazine has estimated that Musk is worth roughly $163 billion. Okay, so let's just address that real quick as far as how it would affect Elon Musk. Elon Musk does not have $163 billion sitting in a bank account. Okay, this is stupidity. Whoever wrote this article does not understand how it works. The value of Elon's net worth is held in Tesla, in Boring Company, in SpaceX, in all the companies he owns. It's not like he has a checking account with all this money in it. So guess what? If Elon were to lose this case, which he won't, mark my words, he won't, this will age well, guarantee he will be dismissed of all charges. But let's just say he did have to pay back the $2.6 billion. The shareholders who are suing him, they're not going to get any of that money. The money would go right back to Tesla. And where do you think Elon is going to get the $2.6 billion in order to pay for this? Again, he doesn't have that sitting in a bank account. He would probably have to sell shares of Tesla just to get the money. This is why this is so silly, right? He's going to take money he's going to get money by selling shares just to give it right back to Tesla. Like, none of this makes sense. But, speaking of fools, let's go back to Daniel Ives here. So Daniel is contending that Solar City was a black eye for Tesla. Okay, Tesla has a bigger vision than just being a car company. And people like Daniel Ives still don't get that. For some reason, they are so narrowly focused that they cannot see the bigger picture. Tesla is a sustainable energy, a carbon reduction company, a company that is leading the world in renewable energy and just trying to transform the way we do things. Their first phase was with vehicles. They're pushing the narrative. They are changing the paradigm to go from ICE vehicles to electric vehicles. That's part one. Part two is changing our electrical grid system that is very centralized and relies on heavy coal and oil. We saw what happened in Austin. We've seen the rolling blackouts and brownouts all over New York and California. This is a symptom of a centralized power grid system. What Elon's doing with Solar City and their battery packs is decentralizing everything and giving the power to all end users, all homeowners. So let's actually hear from Elon on what the potential size of just this part, right? Just the Tesla energy part could be in comparison to the Tesla motor side of the house.
I think long-term Tesla energy will be of roughly the same size as Tesla Automotive. So, the energy business collectively is bigger than the automotive business. So you say how big is the energy sector? Bigger than automotive.
Just like Elon said there, he predicts that eventually Tesla energy will be just as big, if not bigger, than Tesla Motors. Okay, the energy industry is an order of magnitude, if not more, larger than the auto industry. This is the thing that people like Ives do not understand. Okay, there is such massive growth potential here for Tesla in the energy sector. Okay, but again, you know what? What do I know? Who am I? Elon, what about him? Well, he's always overly optimistic. He always has aggressive timelines. So why trust him? Fair enough. Why don't we listen to Chamath, who is arguably the Warren Buffett of our era?
So from day one, you have had this massive tension between the bulls and the bears on this company. And the bulls basically saw a long-term trend around electrification, and the bears tried to play with balance sheet mathematics. Of course, if I said, you can sell 90,000 cars, but then if you negative sell 100,000, you've not sold 10,000. And you would say, what does any of this mean? You can use any convoluted logic to try to be short this stock. And what you would have done is just lost an enormous amount of money. And so what we're going to see now is that the stock is going to become part of the S&P 500. It is the leading edge when it comes to electrification and decarbonization. And here's the thing, Andrew, what the bulls will get right and what the bears will ignore from here is that this is no longer about cars. That's the first wave of growth. And I think people are pricing in an evisceration of traditional autos and an enormous shift to EVs, of which Tesla will get the disproportionate share. So now what is the bet? If you ask me as an investor who loves that company, it was in page 4 or 5 of their quarterly earnings release where they talk about the energy business. And they said a couple of interesting things. The first is that it was profitable. And the second is that they're also producing software now that allows effectively anybody to become a distributed utility. Now, think of that for a second. You are talking about one of the most predictable, reasonable businesses that have raised hundreds of billions and trillions of dollars of debt. And what Tesla is going to do with their battery packs and their software is all of a sudden allow each of us to be in the energy business as well. Again, people will get angry. They will not understand. They will try to push back, and they will be wrong.
The bulls will be right and the bears will be wrong. Okay, the next phase for Tesla is energy. It's the disruption of the power grid. It's going from a centralized to a decentralized model. Okay, this is the next revolution for Tesla. Now, that doesn't mean that the EV story is over. That's actually just starting. But where Tesla Auto, right, the EVs and the Model 3, the S, X, all that, where that was all the way back in 2014, that is where we are now with Tesla Energy, right? It's the same thing happening again. It's history repeating itself. Now, earlier, we saw in the beginning of the AP article a reference to Elon Musk calling the attorney for the shareholders a bad man. So let's revisit that and see what the actual exchange was. Shortly after noon, Barron asked Musk if he rage fired anyone. Musk is widely known for being a demanding and exacting boss, and executive firings are legendary within the company. Okay, whose boss isn't demanding? Not really sure why that is seen as some kind of negative connotation. My boss is demanding. That's what I would expect from any boss. Musk denied rage firing anyone, but said he gives clear and frank feedback, which may be construed as derision. Barron then played several clips of Musk's deposition, highlighting an acrimonious exchange between the two. So this is where the bad human part comes in. That was openly derisive, not for some benefit of Tesla, but because you didn't like what was happening, correct? Barron asked. Musk said he doesn't respect Barron because he worked at a law firm, Milberg and Wise, whose partners were imprisoned for paying kickbacks to expert witnesses and plaintiffs. Barron currently works for another firm, Robbins Geller. You were mentored by criminals, Musk said. Then you continue to be mentored by criminals, and that is why I do not respect you. I think you are a bad human being. So let's put this into context. This attorney Barron was trying to use argumentative debate, tension between him and Elon Musk during a deposition, and he tried to use that within the courtroom. Elon Musk said, "No, I respect the court. It's you I don't respect," citing that he used to work for a law firm whose partners were arrested because they were paying expert witnesses to essentially do what they wanted them to do. And not only did this happen once, but this happened for both law firms that Barron worked for. And so Elon Musk is calling him out, saying, it's not the court I have an issue with. It's not being told what to do. I have an issue with you. I just think you're a bad human being. And, frankly, fair enough.
And that Musk sketches out where Tesla had to acquire Solar City because it's about, you need this clean solar energy generation to power the clean electric cars, and the whole thing is about saving the planet, versus the version that the lawyer is laying out where Musk orchestrated this bailout of his cousin's failing company to enrich himself and his cousin, and there's a lot of dirty details that kind of run contrary to the narrative that this was all about saving the world.
Tesla did not buy Solar City out of nepotism to save Elon's cousin's business. This makes no sense. Tesla itself was not profitable at the time, so why would they buy another company just out of sheer charity for Elon's cousin? No, that makes no sense. The logical thing, and what actually happened, is that Elon and Tesla decided that it made sense to have a vertically integrated solution between Solar City's solar panels and solar tiles and Tesla's battery packs, Powerwall, which eventually came to be known, and now Megapack, right? That made sense. Vertically integrating them together so that they could innovate and have R&D where things are meant to work together. They're purpose-built. Okay, we see this issue in the software industry all the time. As a software engineer, I see this all the time. We have 3-4 different softwares that get bolted on together and supposedly work, but they never work well. There's always flaws with them because you're bolted together. They're not meant to work together. Okay, this is why vertical integration is so paramount. So this case is going to go on for another 2 weeks. Okay, Elon Musk's brother, Kimball Musk, will be up on the stand next. We'll see how that goes. I'm sure there'll be headlines out about it, but I don't think this is going to go anywhere. Even worst case scenario, if Elon were to lose, it's a wash, right? Elon would sell shares of Tesla and the money goes straight back to Tesla. It doesn't go to the shareholders who are filing the suit. So it's really a wash. It's very benign, this entire trial. Now, on the other hand, from a Tesla perspective, this can be great marketing, great advertisement, and it was all free. Okay, again, next level genius by Elon. Now, we're going to go ahead and leave it there for now. We'll keep you guys updated if there's anything interesting that comes out from this trial, but hopefully this helped give you a synopsis about what's going on and, fight off some of the FUD of Elon is in trial. Now, if you enjoy this type of content, again, do us a favor. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We are 4 subscribers away from our goal of 60 by the end of the week. And remember, our goal for July is to hit 75 subscribers. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time.